Number 10. In 1973, Pontiac moved the GTO onto the new Colonnade A-body. So instead of a pillarless hardtop, you got a fixed B-pillar, big 5-mile-per-hour chrome bumpers, and a fresh face that looked ready to headbutt a parking post. Under the skin, the standard 400 V8 was rated at 230 net horsepower, while the optional 455 brought 250 net horsepower, and in 73 GTOs came only with the turbo hydromatic automatic. Despite emissions and insurance headwinds, the 455 GTO could still hustle. High Performance Cars magazine recorded a 14.7-second pass at 91 miles per hour. Either way, it was quick for 1973. It's the only Colonnade GTO, and a one-year chapter for the midsize GOAT. Just 4,806 were built, which helps explain why you don't see many at cruise night. Number 9. For 1972, the GTO quietly sharpened its suit, rather than reinventing it. The nameplate reverted to a low-cost option on the Le Mans Sport, kept its Endura nose and twin-scoop hood, and, big change, saw its engines rated in SAE net numbers. The star was the LS5 455HO, essentially the carryover round-port package, now quoted at 300 horsepower and 415 torque. Despite the early 70s headwinds, the car could still hustle. Motor Trend's test of a GTO 455HO recorded 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds and a quarter mile of 14.6 seconds at 95.2 miles per hour. Numbers that won't terrify a modern hot hatch, but will absolutely flatten your 70s neighbor's lawn chairs. Total 72 GTO output was about 5,807, and only 646 wore the 455HO badge. So seeing one today is like spotting a unicorn with Rally 2 wheels. Number 8. For 1965, the GTO didn't just lift weights. It hit wardrobe and engine day too. The body was restyled with stacked headlights and a black egg crate split grille, plus a single simulated hood scoop, while under the hood the 389 got revised cylinder heads and a higher rise intake that helped the tri-power option climb to a stout 360 horsepower. Heavy-duty springs, shocks were standard, a Hurst floor shifter came with a manual, and you could add a rally gauge cluster with a 250-degree tack if you liked your dials with flair. Out at the drag strip, Major Mags proved the 389 tri-power wasn't just talk. Car Life's instrumented figures for a close ratio 4-speed, 4.11 geared car were 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds and the quarter in 14.5 seconds at 100 miles per hour. Sales exploded to 75,352 GTOs for 65, with 20,547 buyers checking the tri-power box. No wonder every high school parking lot daydreamed in triplicate carburation. Number 7. Freshly restyled for 1968, the Pontiac GTO 400 traded its squared-off 67 suit for a curvier, Coke bottle shape tightened on a 112-inch wheelbase and fronted by the famous body-colored Endura nose. Pontiac even ran ads whacking it with a sledgehammer to prove it could take a hit without denting your pride or the bumper. Hidden headlamps were optional. Rally 2 wheels looked tough. And inside, you could spec a hood-mounted tack so you didn't have to peek past a walnut-look dash while doing important business. Under the hood sat the 6.6-liter V8. The standard 4-barrel was rated at 350 horsepower, the 400HO at 360 horsepower with freer-breathing bits. And if you timed your order right, Ram Air 1 and mid-year Ram Air 2 options brought wilder cams and cold air induction. According to Motor Trend, the 68 GTO 400 with Ram Air 2 ran 14.45 seconds at 98.2 miles per hour in the quarter mile. Number 6. Pontiac sharpened the GTO for 1969, and the Ram Air 4 was the spiciest pepper in the shaker. Same tough Endura nose and Coke bottle curves, but fresher grills, revised tail lamps, and, if you tick the right boxes, vacuum-operated hood scoops that actually gulped air rather than just striking a pose. Inside, the optional hood-mounted tack and rally gauges kept the drama front and center. The big news was the Ram Air 4 400 V8, a factory hot rod with round port number 7 22 heads, 4-bolt mains. Pontiac rated at 370 horsepower and 445 torque. In period tests, major magazines regularly clicked off low 14-second to high 13-second. Car Life reported 14.4 seconds at 98 miles per hour in street-trim cars, numbers that still make modern traffic look sleepy. Although available on both GTO and the new for '69 Judge, total Ram Air 4 production stayed well under 4 figures, with convertibles genuinely scarce and Ram Air 4 Judge convertibles the unicorn herd. Number 5. Launched as a cheeky option on the Tempest Le Mans, the '64 Pontiac GTO Tri-Power arrived like a weightlifter in a Letterman jacket. Clean, squared-off lines, dual hood scoops, discreet GTO badges, and enough stance to make traffic part like the Red Sea. Inside, bucket seats, a floor shifter, and available rally gauges set the mood. The heartbeat was Pontiac's 389 V8, offered at 325 horsepower with a 4-barrel but most memorably as the Tri-Power. 3 Rochester 2-barrels working in progressive harmony for a factory-rated 348 horsepower. Pair it with a close ratio 4-speed, many wore Hearst sticks, or the 2-speed super turbine automatic, and you had a pocket sledgehammer. In its March 1964 issue, Road and Track reported a '64 GTO ripping through the quarter mile in 14.1 seconds at over 104 miles per hour. Number 4. For 1966, the Pontiac GTO Tri-Power traded its earlier boxiness for a sleeker Coke bottle body with a semi-fastback roofline and those signature stacked headlamps flanking a split grille, while the rear wore louvered tail lamps that looked like mini Venetian blinds for speed. Under the hood, the star remained Pontiac's 389 V8, 335 horsepower with a 4-barrel, or for the faithful, the Tri-Power setup. 3 Rochester 2-barrels feeding a 10.75 to 1 compression mill rated at 360 horsepower, breathing through free-flowing dual exhaust and happiest when a Muncie 4-speed and short gears were along for the ride. In the March 1966 issue of Car and Driver, a '66 Tri-Power GTO ran the quarter mile in 14.05 seconds at over 105 miles per hour. 1966 was the first year GTO became its own model line rather than a Le Mans option, and it promptly set a sales record with nearly 97,000 built. It was also the final year for factory Tri-Power across Pontiac, thanks to a corporate decree that shoved everyone towards single 4-barrels in 1967. Number 3. For 1967, the Pontiac GTO got a careful freshening rather than a full makeover, but the tweaks mattered. A new chrome mesh split grille, revised tail lamps, tidier trim, and the switch from Rally 1 to tougher-looking Rally 2 wheels gave it a fitter, more athletic look. Under the hood came the big change. Goodbye 389 Tri-Power, hello 400 V8 with a crisp quadrajet, rated 335 horsepower in standard tune, 360 horsepower as the high output with freer bathing exhaust, hotter cam, and better springs. A limited production Ram Air setup added functional cold air induction and an even spicier cam, plus short gears and heavy-duty cooling for those who believed weekends were for tuning, not lawns. Car Life magazine's 1967 recorded a Pontiac GTO 400 HO running the quarter mile in 13.9 seconds at nearly 103 miles per hour. Number 2. For 1970, the Pontiac GTO sharpened its suit and hit the gym. The familiar Endura nose returned with crisper, meshier grills. The tail lamps were redesigned. Stripes and spoilers on the Judge package looked louder than your neighbor's lawnmower, and under the hood the lineup got spicier. Standard 400, 4-barrel at 350 horsepower, Ram Air 3 at 366 horsepower, a new 455 option for torque lovers, and at the top of the food chain, the Ram Air 4 400, still conservatively rated at 370 horsepower and 445 pound-feet. The functional Ram Air hood scoops fed a sealed pan so the 4 could inhale properly, while mandatory short gears, 3.90 or 4.33, and heavy-duty cooling kept the party from overheating. In its June 1970 issue, Super Stock and Drag Illustrated clocked a '70 GTO Ram Air 4 running the quarter mile in 13.6 seconds at 104.5 miles per hour. Number 1. The 2006 GTO is the last hurrah of Pontiac's reborn muscle coupe, a Holden Monero at heart with a big American V8 swagger. So it arrives with the leave nothing on the table attitude you want in a farewell tour. Under the hood lives GM's LS2 6.0-liter V8, the same family as the C6 Corvette's mill, rated at 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet. You could pair it with a Tremec T56 6-speed manual for proper row-your-own fun. The LS2 GTO could sprint to 60 miles per hour in just 4.6 seconds and cover the quarter mile in roughly 13.1 to 13.3 seconds. 2006 closes the brief 2004-2006 US run, largely because the Australian-built donor ended and new regs and economics didn't love low-volume imports. Sad trombone, great exhaust note.